Hey, it's Rip It Lex, and today we're going to be looking at some of my collection. Just wanted to share it with you guys. You know, I want to know what your all's favorite Pokemon are, any cool cards you guys have picked up recently. So, I figured I would, do something a little different. Alrighty. If I can get her open. All right. I've actually been using top loader binders. I just feel like it keeps my cards the most protected. Okay, and we will start out. Okay, so I'm currently collecting a few different Pokemon, but my main goal right now is to get the full Onix line and Steelix line. I've got a little bit, but I've got a long way to go, and I'll just go over some of the cards, point out some of the ones I really like and my favorites, and then we'll get into some of my things I think are cool, if that makes sense. We've got the base set, the Shadowless. I still need the first edition, and then the UK version. Neo Genesis. And you'll see some Japanese cards in here. I'm mainly going for English, but if I can get the Japanese cards for a good enough price, I'll grab those as well. Legendary Collection, Fire Red Leaf Green. And I should actually have, I think, the reverse coming soon. So I'll do an update here and there, and then we'll see how the collection grows. The evolutions, some of the newer stuff. I think that's Lost Origins, maybe. Actually, it might be Sun and Moon. I think Lost Origins is over here. Pokemon Go, 151. And I know that's 151. You'll see at the end why I know that that's 151, definitely. Mega Evolution. I actually pulled that recently, a couple weeks ago. And I've got the Neo Genesis. I think it's maybe Neo Destiny. Japanese Steelix Hollow. Beautiful card. Beautiful card. I mean, one of my favorites. We'll keep going. I've got a lot less Steelix. He's from Sandstorm. But, the Steelix cards are always a little bit more. This promo, too, the crosshatch. You guys see that with little rainbow? I think that's beautiful. And then at a card show a couple weeks back, I also picked up the Mega Steelix EX. Pretty good price. I think I did a trade. It was like $20. So pretty lucky on that one. The Vivid Voltage V and the V Full Art. He looks he looks a little derpy there, but collecting them all. Japanese Pokemon Go, Radiant Steelix, and now you'll see what I was talking about earlier here in a minute. I actually picked this up yesterday. It's $26. I think it's a little overpriced because it's kind of LP, but I saw it and I had to have it. That guy right there. I've been looking for it, and I'm sure it's just going to keep going up and up. So I was just like, let me get it. And then this, I've decided that any Onix or Steelix I pull, if it's a duplicate, I'm keeping it anyway. And I'm going to keep it after. We'll see how long it takes, how much I pull. And the reason I know that one back there was 151 is because I have 5 of them. Pulled a lot of 151 back in the day when it first came out. And as you can see, all the Onixes. And then now we're going to get into what I would call things I like. Things I think are cool or cool pulls, things like that. I've got these 3 Bulbasaurs, and I'll pull out things I pulled and other things. So these were actually, I think I got those like 6-7 years ago. And I just bought a couple cards from somebody, and they threw some first editions and some of these bases in there. I know they're only like a couple bucks a piece, but I think that's pretty cool. Getting some base set 2 Bulbasaurs. I pulled the Master Ball Bulbasaur from 151 right after it came out. I got a couple Japanese booster boxes. I pulled that guy, and I pulled the Charmander I think I traded the Charmander a while back, but the Bulbasaur, keeping that forever. And then this is just the promo, you know, the Cosmos promo from, I think it's a lunchbox, has a Charmander and Squirtle in it. The Ivysaur, I think it's Mega Evolutions. This Venusaur. So I bought a bunch of packs. It was probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. Just, you know, if the pack was under $50, I pretty much bought it. So I bought a pack of XY at the time for like $50. And I saved it. And you'll see some other pulls from some of the packs. Some packs I bought for 10, 5, whatever, you know, 20, 30. And I pulled a lot of them recently. Like, I just opened them, pulled a lot, like, tried to pull stuff. And that guy I got recently, I was so happy. I've opened 2 of the Mega Venusaur boxes with, like, the holographic jumbo card. And the first one I had this guy in it. And Bulbasaur was my original starter. I always loved Bulbasaur growing up. So there's that. And then I also had the Greninja Premium Collection box. And if I can get him out, this is the metal promo. I figured I'd keep that. I think that's pretty cool. I had pre-ordered that. They didn't really set the card very well, as you can see. But I pre-ordered the box from GameStop. Waited like 2 years almost and opened it. I got the Darkrai GX right here. This was a like Tapu box from XY. I don't think I got any other pulls in it. These are the promos. And I just think the Tapus are cool, so I got it. And then I bought a Sun and Moon ETB. I couldn't even tell you when, for like $50. I had a rip in the side of it, and I was just kind of a sketchy seller, but I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to buy it. I sat on it. And a couple weeks ago, I was like, I want something to open. And I wish I could have opened it for you guys. I should have waited. But this is what I pulled out of it. Tauros GX. Tauros is awesome, by the way. Lurantis GX full art. It's kind of cool, you know, but I got it out of there. And then the Espeon GX Rainbow. And this card is the centering. It's probably OC, but look at that. And then the back, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the back is just pristine. I freaked out. And Espeon is my favorite of the evolutions. As you can see, I pulled the Espeon V. This is Chinese from the like 9 Colors Gathering little Eevee box, the jumbo pack. Pulled that guy. He's got a ding, which I try not to move him around too much. He's got a ding, but I'm keeping it, so I'm happy. This is Plasma Freeze Espeon. I just think it looks cool. I love the blue borders. I want to get some more of these, but you know, it's an old set, so we'd only be so lucky. Terrestrial Festival, Master Ball Flareon. When Terrestrial came out, I bought a booster box for like $100 a couple months after and pulled that. And I debated trading it and stuff, but I just thought it was cool. I didn't get to open it very much, Terrestrial or Prismatic. So I was like, I'm going to keep it. It's an Evolution Master Ball. I had to keep it. A couple Pokemon Go's, also Japanese. The Dragonite V. I just think that looks so cool. It's almost like anime-esque to me, and I just think it's dope. And then this guy is it's from one of the Pokemon Go box, Japanese. It's like I think it's an exclusive promo. And I love Pokemon Go, the game. And I, again, didn't get to open much Pokemon Go, but soon you guys might see me open some Pokemon Go. Altaria EX. It's not really worth anything, but these old EXs, I pulled that from one of the packs I'd gotten. Same with the Mega Scizor. I mean, he looks chewed up on the back, but I couldn't help it. And then from the card show I was talking about with like a couple of the Steelixes that I picked up, I also picked up 2 151 tins, $30 a piece, And I was like, probably not going to get anything. Probably the last time I'll be able to afford 151 for a while. And I pulled the gold Mew, and I was like, you know what, I'm keeping it. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I didn't really get much from 151 the whole time. I think I pulled a Blastoise full art way back when it first came out, and that was pretty much it. So I'm happy with that. And then my Alolan Exeggutor EX from Surging Sparks Gold. I just think he looks cool. He's a little silly guy, and I think the gold looks awesome. I got this. I bought a lot of cards on eBay. Like I said, a little bit of a sketchy seller, it felt like, but I got them. And I wanted Brock's Grit, a PSA version, but, you know, this was in there, and I think I got like 30 cards for like 20 bucks. So I was like, yeah. And he's a little rough around the edges, but you may not be able to see quite as well, but I wanted that card since Evolutions came out and never pulled it, no matter how many times. This guy, which I don't know if you guys have ever seen this card before, but the texture on this is crazy. All those cross hatches are raised. The R, Team Rocket's handiwork. I mean, it's just, I pulled that from one of the packs I had saved up. Love it. Drops in the Ocean. I just think it looks cool. It's a nice little promo from Classic Collection. I think it came in the Classic Collection box. The Baltoy, Whiscash, and Dustox. I mean, those are just, I love those extended arts from back in the day. And I've been opening some older packs recently. A lot of my older cards, my parents lost them, misplaced them. So, I don't even know. So opening some of this older stuff recently just got me excited, and I loved these growing up. I used to keep them all the time. And I'm sure these cards probably look terrible if I could find them. So I saved these guys. And then my Crown Zenith, I opened probably 50 of the 10s looking for the Raikou. I pulled the Entei, I pulled 2 Suicune, I traded one of them that was in slightly worse condition. It's like closer to LP, this one's like near mint. And then I have the Amazing Rare as a stand-in, but I opened so many packs looking for the 3 dogs. I got 2 of them, 3 if you count Suicune. I never got the Raikou, and I really, really want that Raikou. One day, though, the price for Crown Zenith is going crazy, so I don't know. Also from that Pokemon Go box that had the Mewtwo, had the Radiant Eevee in it. And, that's just a beautiful card right there. Silver, he's gray, it's just so pretty. The Disco, I just think it looks cool. I like the Pokeball design. And then I had the Dusclops from Night Wanderer, which is Japanese. I think that looks cool, and I want the Dusknoir real bad, but we'll see one day. Some cards through here, and I'll point out some cards real quick. Actually, so I'll go over this stuff I traded. So Deoxys and Suicune, I traded a graded Bulbasaur card for these 2, the Japanese from 151. I had it for so long, and then I saw this guy, and I love Suicune, and I have some Bulbasaurs and the Deoxys, and I was like, I'm trading. And then this guy, the Houndoom, the Xerneas, Black Kyurem, and Hoopa. I actually bought a random bag of cards from Goodwill. It was like $5, and I was like, screw it. And it actually had some decent stuff in it. I mean, this old Deoxys promo, the Houndoom from 2009, and these guys are cracked ice cards. That and the Xerneas. The Xerneas is real beat up. Is the cracked ice cards, and you could only get those in decks back in the day. You had to pay for a deck, and then get cracked ice cards. I think there's a Charizard out there, but that's the only way you get cracked ice cards. So finding those in there, they're not worth too much, but they just look so cool. The Landorus Hollow, I pulled that guy. Promo came from the same bag as these. And the Xerneas, I mean, he just looks cool. I love these diamond cards with this design on it. And then just some evolutions. I love the reverse hollows. I opened some evolutions a little bit ago. Saved all the reverses. I just think they're awesome. Spectrier, I just think it looks cool. There's not a lot of cards. Comfy, that actually comes back to Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon Go. And my wife and I got married in July of 2025. And we went to Hawaii for our honeymoon. And on the honeymoon, my wife was gracious enough to let me play a little bit of Pokemon Go. And I ended up finding like 5 Comfies. And I was trying to get Comfies so bad. And I was trying to get some to trade to my buddy. So I saved, you know, I went and caught them and everything. So I was going through my bulk and I was like, I got to throw a Comfy in there. And then this Castform, he's just sitting in for the IR if I ever pull it. These 3 guys, it's just the Chinese. I just like that... like the gem packs, I think they are. The fire and the psychic little thing right there. Elekid, he's just a cute little guy. Cool reverse holo. Gumi, old reverse. I just think that these old reverses look so cool. You guys can see that. That dragon symbol. Awesome. Old Victini came with the Black Kyurem. Pulled this guy. I just think the Slaking looks hilarious. Pulled that. You know, sometimes I just collect cards I think look cool. He's not worth much, but the Blowtorch is awesome. Flygon, I'm not big into the terrestrial cards. A couple of them I think look nice. And I like the Flygon right here. I just think he looks cool. Old Tapu Koko, similar to one of the Tapu boxes from the other promos I showed you. He's real beat up. That's just like a different one. Kyogre, because, you know, gotta have Kyogre. Scizor. Love Scizor. I have that Mega Scizor, and I figured, you know, that looks pretty dope. Red's Challenge. It's just a holo. I just think it looks cool. I recently got the Ludicolo, the Crustle, Alakazam. That's Chinese. And the Glaceon is Korean. But it's from Eevee Heroes. And I bought a lot of, like, full arts from Korean and Chinese recently, and I was going through them, and the Glaceon spoke to me, so I had to keep it. And then you guys saw me pull the Palafin, and in my second video, and I mean, I lost it, but he's going in the collection, and you guys will watch me add the Rookidee in. Now you guys will watch me put the Rookidee in, adding him to my collection here. Little flicky flick, get him in there, get him centered a little bit nicer, and then sliding him in. So, you know, I do sell cards on eBay sometimes to fund my collection. Maybe a little more than sometimes, but every opening I do, I always tell myself I gotta find one card that I really like to add to the collection. I always want to have my collection growing, so if I open something, I have to add something to my collection. And I have the Pikachu's in another binder. I'll do a couple collection videos to go over it. I don't want to make this an hour-long video for you guys. All right, last thing in the binder is Celebrations. So, in that bag that I got from Goodwill, had a lot of Celebrations in it. A lot of Celebrations. Just a bunch of the commons, and had some of these guys. And I had the Zacian and the Zamazenta already. And I pulled this guy from an old box of Celebrations I had, and I had saved it. And then that guy was also in the bag. And I figured I'm going to do a Celebrations master set. Never done a master set before, but I think if I don't do it now, I'm never going to be able to afford to do it. So I'm going to do it. In the next video, I'll be opening Celebrations and then trying to see how I do with this master set, see how far I get. So you guys tune in and make sure you come back for the next rip. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe.